Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And today we're jaw-jacking with Jarhead and Ginger. We're full-time RVers. You can expect product review videos, some destination videos, and also campgrounds and different things like that. If that sounds like something you'd like to see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. We'd really appreciate it. It helps out our channel.
Well, we made it back to Texas, y'all. We made it back today from a 5-month trip. We went up to the Northwest and all the way across the top of the U.S. and down the coast through Georgia, and now we're back in Texas. And the first thing we did when we got back was get some good Mexican food, and oh man, I missed it.
Me too. Finally, we got good Mexican food. Today, we're going to tell you guys some of the things that we learned while we're on that big 5-month trip. Seems like we're always learning what will work and what won't work and things like that. So we'll get right into it. The first thing we have is Harry, our dog. If you're traveling with pets, ours knows the sound of the truck, getting less means we're slowing down, which means we must be getting close to, parking. So he gets frantic and he runs around in the truck and freaks out a little bit. Yeah, and
when we're backing up, if I take him out on a leash, he gets in the way. I trip over him, I step on him. If he stays in the truck while Scott's backing, it drives him crazy. So what we've learned from that is that we need to have a crate for him. He's not going to like it, and we probably won't keep him in it the whole time during the drive, but when we get somewhere, throw him into the crate, put him out of the way, and that way we can set up safely and not forget anything.
I know a lot of people use those hammock things in the back seat for their pet, but we don't think we need one of those. We put a towel on the little console between us. If you've seen our videos, especially our travel ones, you'll see him in there. And he likes to ride right between us most of the time. He's getting more used to riding in the back seat though now also. We put a blanket on the back seat for him, so he goes back there and chills out now sometimes also.
He loves right between us though, but
yeah.
Another thing that's hard about traveling with pets is their veterinary and grooming appointments. Now, Harry's hairless, so he doesn't have to visit a groomer regularly, but I do like to take him to get his nails done. Vet appointments. His shots were due, and we were in Washington. We couldn't get an appointment. They were booked way out. So each stop that we went to, I tried, and then I just gave up and decided to do it when we got back to Texas. Because if you know where you're going to be, you need to call like a month in advance, it seems, to get an appointment to get your veterinary care. And if there's emergency care, which we had an emergency incident in Washington with him, we couldn't get in to anywhere. We called the vets in like a 100-mile radius that were open. We could not get in. Thankfully, we were able to get him in the next day, and it wasn't life-threatening or anything. It was just pretty gross.
It was definitely gross. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
The next one we want to touch on is the mail, how the mail works or doesn't.
Right. We use Escapee's mail service here in Livingston, Texas, and it's a service that forwards us our mail or scans our mail or whatever, but sometimes there's things that you want to get on the road, and depending on your RV park, they may or may not take packages. There could be restrictions on if it's USPS, UPS, FedEx. And then what if you're somewhere and the package doesn't arrive and you have to move to the next campground? Then what do you do?
Yes, that actually happened to us. We had a package that was supposed to be delivered actually to my mom's house when we were in Washington, and it came the day we were leaving. So luckily she got it and she brought it out to us. So we finally got it and we're able to go. But we use a lot of the Amazon lockers. If we're going to be someplace for more than a week or so, we'll use Amazon lockers if we can find them. Those things are awesome. Everybody uses Amazon, or we do at least quite a bit when we need stuff. And you just have them send it to a locker. You go to that locker, punch in a code, opens the door, and you get it right there. The thing with the Escapee's mail service, you can have them, box all your mail up and send it to you, either FedEx or UPS. But it's very expensive. It's like $26 or $28 a box, and then so you're getting 7-8 pieces of mail maybe, and so that's like what, $4, $5, $6 a piece of mail to send.
It's not worth it.
No, we did learn another thing about that also is if you just have them scan it, it's 50 cents a page. And then you can print it off yourself, or you'll know what's in there, and you can have them throw it away or whatever the case is. So that's another tip for the mail that we learned.
One thing that we learned very quickly is that this year we traveled way too fast.
We did, and we knew that we were going to be fast on the way up. Because like you saw, if you've been around for a while, like you saw, we were getting up there to see Jerry from and Teresa from Happy Place Diaries, and so we didn't leave us enough time to just putter around up there. So we were doing 2-day stops, pretty much from Texas all the way to Oregon, because that's our criteria to put our stickers on the sticker map outside. And man, that gets tiring quick, guys. We're probably going to go to a week and try that next time. We'll go somewhere, we'll stay a week. We'll go the next place, we'll stay a week.
Unless it's Thousand Trails, and then we can stay longer because we've already paid for it. So, and depending on what all is in the area and who all is in the area that we want to see as well, that'll determine how long we stay.
Yep. What else?
Tight campgrounds. Oh, wow. We've had some trouble with some tight campgrounds. This RV, this Grand Design Momentum 397TH is 43 feet long.
Very close to 43.
We knew what we were getting when we got it. We didn't know, however, how tight some of those campgrounds can actually be.
Yeah, some of them are pretty tight, and you put in your dimensions and all that stuff, and they should tell you, oh, we don't have anything, or whatever the case is. But that's just because a lot of these campgrounds are older.
Right.
So they weren't, or they were built before these RVs got as big as they are. So it's not really the campground's fault. It's just the way they were built and when they were built. If they can upgrade them, they should go ahead and do that. If they can't, they can't, and that's all there is to that. But what we did learn about that is Google Earth.
Yes.
So what we'll do now is we'll Google Earth the destination we're heading to, and I'll drop the little blue guy down, and we'll take a look around, and the Street View guy or whatever, and we'll take a look around. The only problem with that I've found so far is most of the campgrounds the Google Earth doesn't work inside the campground, so you can kind of see the entrance and see in, and you obviously get the huge top-down view, so that's a big plus also. But we do check those now before we head to a new campground.
Another thing we have to check, and this is a big one, is you can't always trust your GPS, no matter what kind it is. So we have the Garmin 890 RV GPS, and I like it for the most part. The thing is, it has steered us wrong a couple of times. I remember up in Crescent Bar, Washington, it led us past the entrance of the campground. That was bad.
That was bad. Well, the reason it did it is because the entrance used to be at the other side of the park, apparently, but they moved to another location, and we were going, and it said continue for however many feet or whatever, and then turn right into your destination. And I looked, and I said, well, that's the campground right there, and we were already past it, and I was like, oh no, now what do I do? So we went down the road a ways, and it was getting tighter and tighter, and I'm going, oh no, and thinking I had no idea what was down the road. Luckily there was a pretty good sized parking lot, and there was nobody in it, so we were able to U-turn around and get back into the actual park area. So
and that's not the only time that happened. That happened to us at another campground. We didn't actually go past it, but it told us to turn somewhere else, and that was not the entrance to the campground.
Yeah, we had it one time. That was when we were still in Texas. It told us to take a turn on a dirt road.
Oh yeah.
That was nowhere near the right direction.
No.
So we don't know what happened with that one.
Down.
But the key to that is obviously don't trust it 100%, but also keep that sucker updated. We've had to update ours many times already.
What I've started doing is I'll go into the GPS and look after I've programmed the route, and I'll click on turn by turn. And if any of those turns look difficult or concerning, I'll go on to Google Earth or just the Google Maps and look at what's in the area to make sure that we can make those turns and see maybe if there's a better route if it does look too much for us.
That's great, because she does all the navigation, so I don't have to deal with that stuff. I just have to listen to the GPS.
Yes.
And her.
Speaking of listening to me, the next tip is be flexible.
Oof. Like Gumby, Semper Gumby.
The Marine Corps says Semper Gumby.
And the reason you need to be flexible is because you never know what things are going to be thrown in they'll throw a wrench in your system, and then you have to change whatever your plan was. There's been a few times where one of us has woken up on move day or the day before and said, man, I just don't feel good. There's, I am having some kind of problem or whatever it is. And then as the day goes on, we start to, feel worse or whatever. And then we're like, well, let's see if we can stay another night here. And then so you got to book another night where we are, and then, delete a night at the next place that you go, and stuff like that. Also, if you missed our big leak video,
oh boy.
We were on our way to Spokane area to meet up again with Jerry and the Wags and Mel Nettie, living free zip codeless. Jerry and Teresa again from Happy Place, and it was going to be an awesome 3-day thing. We were only going to be there 3 days. We were going one way, they were going the other. We're going to meet up and go do some fun stuff. Well, we did meet up. And we did do a little bit of fun stuff, but we didn't get to go out with them and do the fun stuff that they all did because I was fixing the RV. So that's where, the be flexible comes in to that stuff, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Also, we've gotten to a couple of campgrounds before where we've been assigned a campsite. One of them, it was completely undoable, and they wouldn't let us change even though there were several open campsites. So we weren't flexible on that. As far as trying to stay in that site, we just left and went to another campground.
So that was another one that she had to get on, because she does all our bookings too. She had to get on and book, and we were supposed to be there 2 weeks or a week or something like that, weren't we? We were supposed to be there multiple days.
Yeah, Wisconsin Dells. We were going to do 2 weeks there. We didn't get to go anything in the Dells this time. Hopefully we'll be up again soon.
We got to make Broken Dreams Reborn there,
yes,
though.
Yes, we did.
That's a cool channel. If you guys
part.
don't know them, go look at them. They put out some really, really good content too.
Right. And the next one, I don't even want to talk about it.
The next one we're just learned, actually.
So when you go to look at a campground, it's important to look at the reviews. Now, don't only look at the reviews, actually take the advice, because the campground that we booked in Georgia that was the most convenient location said that there was a big problem with ants. I called. And they said, well, honey, this is Georgia. This is the South. We've got all these pine trees. You're going to have some ants. So you need to get yourself some ant baits. And did we listen? Nope. Travel day. We were tired. Didn't want to go to the store. Buc-ee's. We made it to Buc-ee's. They didn't have ant stuff. Went to bed. The next morning, they were everywhere. We had to throw away food. And that was a week ago. And we are still fighting ants.
That's right. We've got them on the counters right now. There's proof right there. That's an ant bait. We're still trying to get them out of here.
They don't like it.
If you guys have any tips, they're just a little tiny black sugar ants. If y'all have had these in your RV or in your house or wherever, and you got rid of them successfully, please let us know in the comments how you did it.
And I don't like to use poison. We do have the dog. I like to use all natural remedies. I mixed up a spray of lemon juice and vinegar and water, and that kills them, but it doesn't keep them out. So I need something to get these babies out of here.
Yeah, kill them. I don't know. Can they live in your RV like forever? Don't they have some kind of a queen that they need to survive, or I don't know? Or
can they generate a new queen? I mean, I don't want to go that much detail into ant reproduction. I just want them out of here.
Yeah, I guess maybe we need to Google if they can live in our RV full time. I figured going down the road, most of them would be blown off, but not the ones that are inside. What are some of the things that you guys have learned during your RV experiences? Whether it's just going out for the weekend or full timing or whatever the case is. any good tips, put them in the comments down below. Let everybody else that's commenting be able to read those also. Help everybody else out. That would be great. Well, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. We'll see you next time on
Jaw Jacking with Jarhead and Ginger. Bye.